I'm Debbie, and welcome to my channel, Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're doing our long readings for Aries in Virgo season. Hello, my Aries. How are you? Well, you know that my long readings are like the chapters, okay? And my short readings are like the paragraphs or the pages in our lives. Now, I'm using 4 decks when I do my long readings. I'm using my Radley Valentine Angel Tarot cards for the main message. Ask for some clarification from John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. Words of advice from Osha Zen Tarot. And then I finish up again with my Archangel Power Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. But remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like. Leave the rest, okay? I'm an intuitive channeler. I open myself up to higher power. Whatever the message is that needs to come through, it does. 3 cards are face down. Nothing's reversed. Reversed cards mean that there's a stronger message or stronger energy attached to those cards. That's how I read them. Now, I did do the prelude in another, for Virgo season in another video. Please take a look because it's some interesting stuff. But let's go ahead and see what we have for Aries in Virgo season. First card up, the 8 of Air. Okay, 8 of Air. Air energy is our Libra, it's our Aquarius, it's our Gemini, it's our thought processes, it's our, it's how we look at our reality, it's how we look at our world. It's also our strategic thinking. It could be about hearing news. And Virgo season is going to be an interesting season. It doesn't like lies or liars. It doesn't mean that everybody, that all truth will be coming out, but it'll be how we look at our lives too. Okay. And this is kind of feeling like the walls are coming in on us. Like we need to kind of stretch out. We may not necessarily agree with the people that are in our immediate circle, which is kind of hard to live with too. Maybe you're going to be seeing some revelations. Maybe you're going to be seeing some truths about them that you're kind of like, how do I even think about continuing? How do I live with this? So there's going to be some paradigm shifts that I feel will be a little bit more so for you, my Aries. Okay? So, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. Okay, next card up, here we are, the 7 of Water. Now, water energy is our Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, fluid, emotional, spiritual. 7s have this little bit of this energy that's kind of like we do the best we can and then we have to give it to the higher power, or an outside influence comes in and shakes things up a little bit. So whatever this is, remember I told you you're kind of feeling like like the walls are coming in. You're maybe looking at people saying, you're not telling me the truth. You're not telling me the truth. So there's this emotional quagmire that comes in. There's this emotional situation that comes in and you're not quite sure, what are you going to do to handle this? Do you have to handle this? Is this yours to handle? But it's kind of so be aware that there's going to be an emotional attachment. I'm going to tell you right now, my Aries, that you need to just wait it out a little bit longer. Now, you may want to rush in and take care of it all. I'm going to say just let things play out in its natural course. Don't put your fingers in the pie, okay? A complex decision, the need to do research. Stop procrastinating. Now, when it says stop procrastinating, do your research. It doesn't mean that you get involved with whoever, whatever that is, okay? Your last card here is the King of Water. Now, again, it's that water energy. The King, while there's an emotional attachment, there's also a separation of that emotion. There's also that intellectual, looking at the situation and looking at it a little bit, taking yourself out of the emotions, but yet still understanding, still loving, still feeling, okay? The King of Water is royalty. The king is the head of it all, okay? So there's this thing that, this is what I was saying. Take yourself out. Let things wash out a little bit more. So don't feel that you have to be the savior. You have to be the one to jump in to fix it. Unless, of course, it's your job and they ask you to, okay? So trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Charity work. Now let's go on. So there looks like there's going to be some major. There's going to be a little bit of a disruption, if we want to say, with that. You're going to be seeing things that maybe you haven't been. Maybe you've been lying to yourself about something. Maybe you've been lying to yourself and not seeing the reality, and now you really have to see the reality, and truth hurts. And it's not so much that, I'm not saying that you were doing it, spitefully, but maybe you just, like I said, you weren't seeing the reality of the situation. But it looks like you do. It looks like, you process through it. You process it through. You look at it. You use compassion. But at the same time, that King of Water is very much, while it says open your heart and mind to those around you, and that's all good, it doesn't mean that you jump in and that you take on whatever it is that belonged to somebody else. Okay? Okay. John Holland, Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. Here we go. And again, the only cards I can tell that are reversed by their backings is the Radley Valentine. So I have no idea if these are reversed or not. Here we go. First card up. Here we go. So there's a 3. Now 3s do have a mystical, kind of celestial type of energy. And so, I'm going to say that's one of the things. Reach out, connect with your higher power, guardian angel, your spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine, whoever that is. And help that to guide you into whoever and whatever you need to have to help you through whatever this emotional thing is. Okay, so now to me, I'm getting, I'm not going to say this is for all Aries, but I'm getting counseling, that there's a need to get an outside source to come in and help to work through some of these issues. Okay, partnerships and alliances. Now, this could also be, maybe this is also something. Now, if you're looking for work or out of a job, maybe this is working with an agency to get you that job too. So so some of those Aries are having that one, but maybe the other thing is, that's, sorry about that, but I also need to get a job. This could also be, connecting with that headhunter, connecting with that recruiter too. Okay? So next card up, sacrifice. Now the thing is, so this is again letting things play out, not necessarily being the one to get in there and, because you're going to take your energy and you might mess things up a little bit, where you don't really want to do it. So you need to make sure you stay out of that. Now, the thing about sacrifice and the thing about, letting things happen like that, the thing I love about her is she might be in murky water, but yet she is pristine. She has her hands in a symbol of prayer. There is beautiful clouds and a beautiful rainbow above her also. So even though there might be some things to let go, some things to move on from, it's not going to be as bad as, it might hurt, and there is going to be some hurting and healing for Virgo season for a lot of signs. So it might hurt, but healing, hurting, healing, they kind of go together too. Okay, next card up. Here we are. Triumphant Success. 1. That's a new start, new beginning. Now, this is also reminds me kind of Archangel Michael energy. Michael's, shining sword, cutting through the baloney, cutting through the darkness and the light. Okay, coming out of this in a better place. Remember the King of Water. While the King of Water is, has still that emotional. Yeah, I understand. It's also, I used to say this to my children, my daughters. when they'd say, you don't understand. Oh no, I do understand. I'm just not being understanding. Okay? And sometimes that has to happen, but it's going to work for you. It will work for you. Okay, let's go on now to Osha Zen Tarot cards for any kind of words of advice. So there looks like there's going to be some emotional issues going on. Some things that you need to think about. You need to, kind of, like I said, that thing with that 8 of air, like you're being boxed in. There might be people that aren't necessarily telling you the full truth. It might even be you that you're not necessarily acknowledging the truth to yourself. Not out of any, for you to you, not out of any spite or malice. No, but maybe it was just a little bit too painful to handle. Okay. Anyway, words of advice from Osha Zen Tarot cards. Here we go. Awareness. So, if you look, this beautiful creature. So there's been this, this veil, and the veil, there's a person behind that looks very, very trapped. But this beautiful creature is opening up and finally becoming aware. And part of that is self-awareness also. And that's all going to be with Virgo season. There's going to be a lot of self-awareness here. Looking deep, especially with that Pisces full moon. Okay? Use that moon energy to do this. Now, there's a lot of people, a lot of signs that are going to have to do that, where they're going to have to dig deep. Next card up. Maturity. Okay. Looking at things not as a child, looking at things kind of, whereas there was all this, where you sometimes, and even as an adult, we want to go, no. And the thing is, we got to look at it a little bit differently. We have to look at it not as a child, not using a child's eyes. And the next card up here, oh, how lovely. Reversed Thunderbolt. As things come down, as things break away, as things in many ways can fall apart, things then start growing again, start rebuilding, okay? Know that. This is very similar to the Tower, and I'm always like, oh, I don't like that tower. But after things break away, new can start, okay? And sometimes you have to leave something behind in order for you to go forward again. So yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on in Virgo season. It's not bad, but it's not like I want to tell you that you're going to win the lottery. And hey, maybe you will win the lottery, but then even then, there's going to be some disruptions. Okay? Let's go on to my Archangel Power Tarot cards. Radley Valentine. Come on. Give us some good stuff for our Aries. Here we go. Nothing reversed. Here we go. 2 of Raphael. Now I like this for you. Raphael is water energy. Now remember we got that full moon in Pisces. So water energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, fluid and emotional. It's very much the 7 of water, king of water. But the 2 is coming together. You're not alone in this journey. You do have that connection. But you also, 2s are also about some decisions and crossroads. So you have a couple of pathways, but these are emotional and romantic, possibly intimate type of pathways. 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits. Don't give up on those you love. So a lot of this stuff is really clearing away some of that energy so that you can come and possibly that if this is an intimate or personal or interpersonal, even if it's any of those 3 relationships I talk about, it's like you got to clear that stuff out. It's like, you got to clear the garage out so you can put more stuff in the garage. Okay? Here we go. Next card up. 3 of Ariel. Okay? Ariel energy is our earth energy. Our earth energy is our Virgo. We're in Virgo season. It is also Capricorn and Taurus. It is someone you can touch. This is, so it's like all of this stuff had to be cleared off. It's like you needed to just go and push the table. You know, when you see somebody in the movies and they just clear the table off, all of that is so that you can get to this point, that you could get to these points. You had to get yourself ready because there was still too much that you were holding on to. So before you could find that intimate relationship, and before also that you can enjoy or do what it is you love in that work relationship. So do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavors, working with others in a cooperative manner. And your last card up, my Aries, is the Queen of Ariel. And I love this because the Queen of Ariel always reminds me of Virgo, okay? It's money with opportunity, with job. So it's like you had to go through all of this, clear things out, get all the gunk out so that the good stuff could start coming in. And that looks like that's all going to be within Virgo. So it's going to be some intense moments for Virgo, but then it'll probably get, probably more around that Virgo new moon, things will start actually lightening up for you. So Queen of Ariel, mature, practical, generous, happy. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Practical and wise advice. I love that. I love that. Yeah, and we have to go through stuff. It's not just, I can't, I'd love to be able to say life is wonderful, everything's going to be great. But we go through stuff, so that we can grow, that we can mature, so that we can get ready for the new stuff that's coming. Okay? Okay. So now, my Aries, this finger, please like, share, subscribe, press that button. That does help. As always, my Aries, know that you are loved, stay safe, and be blessed. Bye-bye.